Hi, it's Crafty Tina's, and today I want to show you a seed log. This is a book that I'm working on. I'm going to use the We R Memory Cinch to bind this into a notebook. I used the mini Minc to laminate my button plant marker and to laminate my seed packet. And I used the button press to make my plant marker. I know this is a little frivolous. I kind of think it's cute, and it gave me another reason to use my button press. I don't make a whole lot of pen back buttons, so anytime I can use this, I think that's a win-win. So let's get started. I want to explain what I'm making and why, and it's just giving you another idea on what notebooks you can make using your cinch. Now, I've made a couple of videos showing you how to make covers. This one I made on another video, and it is the adhesive back foam, glittered foam, with cardstock covered over chipboard on one side and adhesive foam glitter on the other. This is another video. I wanted to actually use this cover, so I thought this would be a great time since I am using it for a plant log. This is not going to be a gardening journal. I am going to make one of those later, so make sure you subscribe if you'll be interested in that. This is basically a seed log. I just got a brand new greenhouse for my birthday and went a little crazy and planted 24 trays of seeds. Each tray is one pack of seeds, but I don't want to get sidetracked and forget what goes where. I started by putting the little packet like in the tray next to the pots, but they're just going to get wet and fall apart. I've got nowhere to put notes. So that brings me to my seed log. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is I made markers for each tray. I didn't make a marker for every plant because my entire tray is one plant. So I have a tray of 12 flower pots, and I wanted to add a marker to that tray so that I wouldn't forget what it is. So right now I have a tray outside in the greenhouse that is tray number 6, and it has a marker. I only did 6 because I wanted to bring in some packets and get started, and then I got excited, so I had to make a video. So I've only got 6 done. I've got 24. We won't be binding the book today, but I'm going to explain what the book is and how I'm going to put it together, and then I'll have another video once I have all of my packets laminated and all of my buttons made. I will show us putting together the binder. So basically I wanted a book to show me what seeds I planted, where I planted them, how they did, and give me an idea next year when I look back at the seed log to know what I want to plant again. So this is a 1/4 page book, which is one of my favorites to make, which means it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. My pages are folded. This is an 8 1/2 piece of paper by 11 inches, and I've cut it in half. So this is 5 1/2. This is 8 1/2. Folding it in half gives me my 4 1/4. I have left space on both sides to punch the holes. This file, if you want it, is on my Facebook page, and I'll put the link in the comments. Just go into my Facebook page, and under files, I will actually post on that page what this file is called. I think I wrote blank and lined 1/4 page folded. I think that's how I named it. I was trying to be very specific in the name of the file. So basically I'm cutting a 1/2 page and folding it. My first page is just my cover page. I just wrote that up for this video. I added some stickers, wrote what it is. Very self-explanatory. Now when you open the book, there is a laminated empty seed pack in here, and this is going to be bound inside the book. Now the page to the left of my seed pack is going to be all about the seed itself. I'm probably going to print out a small sticker of what the little seedlings look like, and then write when I planted it, when they popped up, and how tall they got. The right hand side is going to be when I transfer it out of the greenhouse into the front flower bed, and then I can put where it is, what it looks like, how it did, Did it die off in 2 days, or did it actually survive? I'm also going to put another little sticker of a photo of the actual flower. So then next year I can grab this book and go through not only seeing my notes and what the plant looked like, but I can see what I bought. This is from the Dollar Tree. This is just a basic flower packet, but I wanted to see both sides of the packet. I wanted to make sure that I knew how far apart to put my seeds, where to put them, how long to maturity, but I also wanted to see how pretty they were and what they're supposed to look like. So that's why I laminated this instead of just sticking it in a pocket or just gluing it on a piece of paper. I kind of like the laminate. It did a really good job. I ran this through my mini Minc, basically cut a piece of laminate into quarters, making it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, the same as my page. I did add more room to the left than the right so that I would have room to put my holes. So my book is basically going to be seeds, empty packet, talk about the plant. Talk about the seeds, empty packet, talk about the plant, and so forth. This is tray number 3. So I'm going to write that on here. It's going to be tray number 3, when I planted it, what it looks like, and then when it gets planted, another picture of what it looks like, and detailed information about this plant. This is not a very scientific way of doing this. It's probably not the best way to do this, but in my head, I needed some way to control my trays of seeds right now, some way to keep track of it. And because I have all of this stuff, I have supplies, I have the equipment, and I love making things, I thought, why not take one hobby and let the other hobby enjoy it as well? So basically that's what I'm doing. I am making a seed log with my mini cinch. I'm sorry, this is not the mini cinch. This is the original full-size cinch that punches the round holes. This is the mini Minc. I chose the mini Minc because most of the things I wanted to laminate were small. And this is the button press. The button press, sorry about that. The button press is probably not needed. I could have easily wrote a number 7 on this craft stick. These are jumbo craft sticks. I mean, I could have wrote a number 7 on here and still done the same things. If you don't have a button press, it's not needed. It's not required. Just make you a plant marker with a number on it, a letter on it, anything you want. I did not want to have to write out all of these names on a stick to keep track. So I'm basically numbering them and going to number them in my book. Not necessary, but if you have it, why not enjoy it? Laminating is the best way to use the button press. I don't use the Mylar. I have other videos showing you how to use clear vinyl. I've also laminating. Laminating is working really well. The reason I'm laminating is when you use the Mylar, and I don't know if you can see this, the Mylar just sits on top of your paper. See all the wrinkles? There we go. I did 6 buttons and one of them came out like this. The other one's fine, but this one came out all wrinkled because that Mylar is not stuck to your paper. It's not stuck to your image. When you laminate it, that Mylar is stuck. There is nothing going to wrinkle and it's not going to come off. Now this is going in a greenhouse. It's not going outside in the elements. And I water from the bottom, so I'm not spraying these plants with water. I want to see how well this holds up. Because even though the back is plastic, the pen and the insert is metal. They're probably going to rust over time. I'm thinking I'm going to cover the pen in hot glue, and by doing that I'm sealing up any water getting inside. But again, this is paper on one side and laminate on the other. I didn't laminate both sides because I wasn't sure how it would press into the grooves. I'm thinking this is going to hold up for a whole season. It might even hold up longer than that. I was very curious because these buttons are going on my bicycle, so I wanted to know if I could leave them on my bicycle or if I needed to take them off after every trip. So it's a great experiment just to see if a button can stay out in the elements as well. As far as laminating the seed packets, I explained that I wanted to see both sides, but this also keeps my seed packet year after year. if I'm done with this 2025 seed packet notebook in 2026, and I'm buying the same seed packets, because I don't care about the lot, it's about the flower and how it does, because I live in Florida, so not everything's going to grow well here. Some of it's going to be fried by the sun. My flower beds are in a shady spot. They might not survive not getting enough sun. So it's more about the actual name of the seed and how it develops. So I may take this book apart. I can throw away my notes if I don't think they're useful anymore, and then take these out and reuse them in my 2026 notebook, if this notebook works well for me. So that is my thought. That's where I'm headed with the seed log. Make sure you subscribe and come back, because I am going to show you how I bind all of this together. I am probably going to use a paper rounder punch and cut these little points out because they are quite sharp. So make sure you subscribe so that you'll be notified. If you want to see any of these elements done more detailed in another video, just put the comment below and I'll make sure that I do a more in-depth video on how to make the different elements to this project. But this is a work in progress and I want to see how far it goes. Another quick detail is the back does not fit inside a full-size jumbo stick, so I snipped off each side using wire cutters. Don't use your scissors on this. This is too thick, but it is very soft wood and you can simply snip it with wire cutters to get it to fit. I think that's all the details I have. Make sure you like and subscribe. Come back for more. And as always, happy crafting.